The objective today is to write a linear equation in y equals mx plus b form given 2 points. So I'll give you 2 points. You're going to have to find the slope to start with and insert that slope in for m, and then insert one of the points in for x and y and solve for b, which is the y-intercept, and then write the entire equation at the end. Here's an example. You have -4, 6 and 8, -2. Your first step is to find the slope of this line. And to do that, you're going to have to do -2 minus 6 over 8 minus a -4. And that comes out to be a -8 over 12. You only have one negative, so put the negative sign out to the left of the fraction bar and reduce the 8 over 12. The highest number that divides into 8 and 12 is 4. So you end up with 2 over 3. This is the slope. But you have to write an equation that represents this line. So what we're going to do next is start with the slope-intercept form. If I can get my blue pen out here somewhere. Oh, there we go. And that's going to be y equals mx plus b. You just found the slope. The slope is -2 over 3. So you can write -2/3 in for the slope, m. Next, you have to choose one of the 2 points. You can choose either one, but so that you can check my work and vice versa, we should all pick the same point. That way, when we go back to troubleshoot this, we don't have to work it twice, 2 different ways. That would be 20 problems to show instead of 10. So let's always choose the first point. You could use the second and get the right answer, but let's always choose the first. The first point is -4, 6. That's an xy point, which means in your equation down here you can plug in 6 for y and -4 for x. 6 for y and then -4 for x. When you do that, you can simplify and solve for b. Alright, so we have to simplify. You have this piece here. -2/3 times a -4. That's a double negative. So it's going to give us a positive. And 2 times 4 is 8. You put it over 3. And now solve for b, which means you need to move this to the other side and change the sign. 6 minus 8/3 equals b. You have to subtract. You're going to have to do fractions. A common denominator between 3 and 1 is just going to be 3. Of course, the 8 over 3 stays the same, but if I multiply this 1 by 3, I have to multiply this 6 by 3 to get 18. 18 minus 8 is 10. Ten over 3, this is a y-intercept. For a y-intercept, it's okay to put it as a mixed number because you want to be able to find it on the y-axis so you can make your dot. So 10 over 3 as a mixed number is going to be 3 into 10 3 times with 1 left over. And there's your b. This isn't the answer to the problem. You've just solved for b. Remember we had that equation up above? It was right in here. And we found the slope and plugged it in here. We were solving for b. We just did that. So you can write y equals -2/3 x, and then from down here, we came up with 3 1/3. So plus 3 1/3. This is the answer to the problem. That's the equation of the line that contains the 2 points. Six, 3, 9, 12. We want to create the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. The first thing you need to do is to find the slope. And the slope can be found by doing 12 minus 3 over 9 minus 6. 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 over 3 is just 3. So you have a slope of 3. Now you're going to plug that slope into y equals mx plus b. So y equals 3x plus b. And now we have to find the point. The point here, we'll use the first one, x, y. So y is 3. We're going to plug 3 in here. And x is 6. We'll put it in here. 3 times 6 is 18. Move that 18 to the left. Change the sign. And then simplify. That's a negative 15. So that negative 15 is going to have to go back in up here for b. That gives us y equals 3x minus 15. That's the equation of the line that passes through those 2 points. Negative 1, 0, and 5, 6. What do I have to do first to find the equation of the line? Find the slope. So what am I writing down to find the slope? That's right, 6 minus 0 over 5 minus negative 1. What am I left with on top? 6. And what's on the bottom? 6. Can I reduce that? It's how much? It's 1, that's right. So we come up with 1 for our slope. What do we do with that slope? Plug it into what? Into m. What's the equation of the line? So y equals mx plus b. And if I put a 1 in for m here, is that going to change anything? No. So what is it that I actually have once I put a 1 in there? What's the equation once I put a 1 in there? Yeah, y equals x plus b. You don't have to write the 1 next to the x. What do I do next? Yeah, put negative 1, 0 from up here into this equation for x and y. So what goes in for y? 0. What goes in for x? Negative 1. What do I do next to this equation? Yeah, move the negative 1 to the left, change the sign. 0 plus 1 is just 1. So we end up with a b value of 1. What do I do with that b? Say what? Put it back into the equation for what? B. So we'll go back here and dump it in there. Y equals x plus 1. Your first move is going to be to find the slope given these 2 points. So that's negative 4 minus 2 over negative 1 minus a negative 3. Negative 6 over 2, which is a negative 3. So you have a slope of negative 3 that can go in for the m in y equals mx plus b. And now use the point, negative 3, 2. 2 equals negative 3 times negative 3 plus b. So 2 equals 9 plus b, and we have to move that 9 over to the left, make it minus, come back with a negative 7 for b. And we'll put that into this spot here, y equals negative 3x minus 7. I missed a couple of steps. I wasn't recording. Okay, there we go. So now 6 minus a negative 8 is 14. So you should have negative 5 over 14 for the slope, which means you'll have y equals negative 5 over 14x plus b. Plug in this first point. So that'll be a 2 equals negative 5 over 14 times a negative 8, and then plus b. Simplify to get 40 over 14. 40 over 14 can be reduced. It goes to 20 over 7. And of course you'll have to move that 20 over 7 to the left, change the sign, and then do that subtraction. You need a common denominator of 7. So if I multiply this 1 by 7, I got to multiply 2 by 7. That's 14. So we'll finish over here. 14 minus 20 is a negative 6. So negative 6 over 7 is b. Come back up here to your formula, and you're going to have y equals a negative 5 over 14, written sloppily, x minus 6 over 7.